when you look back at it, what you see?
You know, this is the biggest thing that I noticed after watching the film was, you know, it was never like a complete meltdown. Obviously, the score doesn't indicate that, but it was always just one or two people, you know, missing their assignment. I mean, we were very close. I mean, a lot of the times, and you know, yeah, you could say that they were very good. There's no denying that, and they, you know, they just beat us a couple of times. But what happened most of the time was just part of our offense. People on our offense just making mistakes that we just never make, and we shouldn't make, and it's just the obvious things that we've worked on for so long. You know, I made a couple, and you know, the line just things that we've worked on so much that we made a mistake on, and it just is, you know, it doesn't indicate how much work we've put in, but that's just something we've got to change. We've got to fix that. So it wasn't, I won't say it wasn't as bad because it was awful, but you know, like I said, we were a few plays away, a few blocks away, or just little things to scoring, you know, a lot more points than we did.
When you look at your game specifically, what did you see looking back on it?
You know, obviously the interception is the only thing I could think about. It was just, you know, it was on me, and there's really no excuse, no one to blame, you know, but myself. So that's really the biggest thing that sticks out from the whole game for me. So that's just something I gotta just never do again. I mean, it's just pretty simple. I just can never make that mistake again. I mean, that's, you know, they baited me pretty good, but you know, now I know I'll be able to see that next time and protect the ball better.
I mean, simply a bad read. I mean, is that the way how we describe it?
Yeah, I just got to see him. You know, like I said, they baited me pretty good, and I read the coverage. I just didn't see him. I knew what they were in, and I knew the flats were supposed to be open, but he just flew out. He baited me. He was on the line and baited me. But I mean, I got to see him nonetheless.
Were you sore this morning?
Absolutely. I was. It's been a while since I've been hit like that. It's actually been 20 years since I've never been hit that hard, that many times. You know, I thought Sweetwater was bad throughout my career, but I mean, there's nothing compares to that. They got me pretty solid a few times. But yeah, I was sore, but I mean, nothing's hurt, so it's just something that'll get in the training room and get it better before next week.
How much for you now? I mean, you played kind of coming off the bench here against Florida. You've had a start in one of the toughest situations you could go in, and guys hounded you pretty much. Having gone through that experience now that you can look back on it, how much will that help you moving forward that you had to deal with something like that?
You know, like I told y'all before, you know, I always used to say, you know, I've learned this, but you know, I'm still learning, and that was a learning situation. You know, it's going to be one of my toughest starts probably in my career, probably the toughest. You know, my first one, you know, and arguably one of the number one toughest place to play against the number one team in the country. You know, I mean, there's not much more you can put on that to make it any more dramatic. And to go through that and to come out, I mean, alive, basically. I don't want to be that dramatic, but, you know, mentally fine. And, you know, I was able to keep my composure the whole time. And I never even thought about losing my composure. I was never too high or too low. And, you know, that's just, yeah, we wanted to win. Yeah, I wanted to win, obviously. I wanted to do perfect the whole day. But, you know, that is one thing. Another thing I wanted to focus on is just staying even keel, like I talked to y'all about. And, you know, I was able to do that. So there's nothing positive to come out of that game. But for me personally, you know, that's just, you know, it's good to know, you know, that I'll be able to handle something so big, because that was, you know, like I said, probably the most dramatic situation I could be put in. So it's good to get probably, like I said, the toughest start out of the way first.
So it's going to be easy from here on out, right?
That's not what I said, but it's going to be not as hard, I guess. I don't know how to word it, but it's going to get easier from here. There's no doubt.
Do you feel like you'll be a lot better this Saturday than you were last Saturday?
Yeah. you know, I've talked to a few people since yesterday and even before yesterday, and they're like, you know, the biggest improvements from your first start to your second start. I don't know if that's just a myth that everybody just likes to say or what, but I mean, you know, looking back at it, you know, I learned a lot from yesterday, like I said, and I'll be able to apply that this weekend, and you know, things will slow down even more. You know, they slowed down gradually Saturday, and but I do realize that they could slow down a little more. So, you know, I think that I'll be a lot better this Saturday than I was yesterday.
What do you see as the mindset of this team right now, and your responsibility as the starting quarterback to keep guys together and keep them positive coming back or something like that?
You know, that's a crushing loss. I mean, that's, you know, at one point, you know, if it's really close, you can say, you know, let's just stay in this thing, and you can say stuff like that. But you know, when it's that bad, you know, I caught myself thinking, you know, I mean, I don't really know what to say. You know, we're going to be so bad. You know, I don't really know. I've never been in this situation before. You know, I had to really think about it, and you know, the only thing I could come up with is, you know, I've got to keep my composure, because you know, if the line sees me panicking, you know, then that leads to more. I mean, you know, it's obvious. You know, where I'm going with this. It just leads to more panic if the quarterback is scared and unsure and not confident. Then it just, you know, it spreads throughout the whole team. But you know, my responsibility is to just stay the same. Yeah, we got a lot of getting better to do, and you know, we got to have guys just take it to the next level. So that is part of my responsibility too. We've just got to eliminate the stupid mistakes. I mean, it's that simple. There's mistakes that we shouldn't make. You know, like Coach said, there's times you're going to get beat. It's going to happen. I mean, it's, you know, it's just life. But the really, you know, dumb mental mistakes just can't happen. I mean, it's just little things we work every single day. Is what's killing us when we mess up those things. So, I mean, the team's mindset. I mean, we're such a close group, and I know y'all have heard this before, but I mean, we really are. And you know, we trust in each other. Even throughout the whole thing, you know, I kept telling the line I trust them, and they told me that even before I told them. They just like, you know, we trust you. After throwing the pick, they all came and said, you know, we trust you 100%. So, yeah, we're down. Yeah, we got a lot to learn, but at the same time, like, we realized that was a really good team, and we didn't play near as good as we could have. So we know that we have to bounce back, and that's our focus this week, is to bounce back against Ole Miss. So I mean, I feel as good as we can right now, granted the situation.